evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast. We're diving into some important economic updates tonight, including inflation, the Federal Reserve monetary policy decisions, the U.S. economic growth in late 2023, and digital trends reshaping industries. First up, we look at inflation and its potential impacts on monetary policy. Let's break it down for you.
Thanks, Samantha. The latest consumer price index data shows inflation rose slightly to 2.7%. This indicates that inflationary pressures are still in play, but are somewhat under control. For more on what this means for the Federal Reserve actions, let's turn it over to Lance.
Thanks, Cam. The CPI is a key tool in measuring inflation. At 2.7%, it's a slight uptick from last month, showing that inflation is still lingering. The Federal Reserve often uses this data to decide on monetary policy, specifically whether to adjust interest rates. Core CPI, which strips out volatile food and energy prices, stayed at 3.3%, indicating that inflation isn't just limited to certain sectors. With this data, the Fed could either hold steady or possibly even make further cuts to interest rates to try to boost our economic activity.
That's important, Lance. If the Fed cuts interest rates, that would be expansionary monetary policy, aiming to boost aggregate demand by making borrowing cheaper. With inflation still a concern, it's a delicate balancing act.
Exactly, Samantha. The financial markets are already predicting that the Fed will make a move this month. With interest rates still high, investors believe a rate could encourage spending and investment. To get more into this, we turn it to Salvador.
Thanks, Cam. The expectation is that the Fed will lower its interest rate by 0.25% to stimulate the economy. This type of expansionary monetary policy is intended to boost economic growth by lowering borrowing costs. When borrowing is cheaper, both consumers and businesses are likely to spend and invest, which can drive the aggregate demand. If the Fed cuts its rate, we should see more economic activity, especially in sectors like housing and business economy. Back to you.
That's an interesting point, Salvador. The challenge will be ensuring that inflation doesn't rise too quickly again, especially with the CPI still showing modest increases. It seems like the Fed has to carefully monitor both growth and price stability.
Absolutely, Samantha. Now let's talk about the U.S. economic growth in the fourth quarter of 2023. Despite the high interest rates, the economy grew at a solid 3.2% rate. For more on this, we turn it back to Salvador.
Thanks, Cam. The U.S. economy grew by 3.2% in the fourth quarter, a bit slower than the third quarter, but still a strong performance. This growth was largely driven by the consumer spending, which makes a huge chunk of the economy. Despite high interest rates, consumer spending remains strong, and government spending increased as well, which helps boost GDP. This kind of resilience can point to a soft landing for the economy, which means inflation gets under control without triggering a recession. Back to you, Cam.
That's encouraging news, Lance. A soft landing means the Fed might be able to slow inflation without causing massive unemployment or a downturn, which would be a win for the economy.
Now let's talk about the growing trend in the digital economy. Microtransactions and gaming like the virtual currency used in NBA 2K are changing how consumers spend. Tristan has more on this.
Alright, thanks Cam. In the game, NBA 2K players use virtual currency and VC to buy things like upgrades and customization. These small frequent purchases add up, and many players are spending hundreds of dollars each year. The trend of microtransactions is part of a larger shift in the digital economy, where businesses are reliant on more recurring revenue instead of one-time purchases. It's not just gaming. Industries like digital payments, virtual goods, and online ads are growing because of this shift.
That's a major trend, Tristan, but there's a downside. Many of these in-game purchases are often made impulsively, especially by younger players. This could lead to overspending. Is there any movement to regulate this, Tristan?
Yes, Samantha, there's a growing concern about impulsive spending in digital games. Players, especially young ones, might not realize how quickly these small purchases add up. Some experts are calling for more regulations for in-game purchases, like clearer spending disclosures or even caps on how much players can spend to protect customers.
Interesting. The clear that digital spending is reshaping the economy, but it also raises questions about consumer behavior and protection.
Now let's switch gears and talk about Ascent Agency, a new public relations firm that's making waves. More on this, let's go to Lance.
Thanks, Samantha. Ascent Agency is gaining attention with its personalized approach to PR. Unlike traditional firms, they focus on building strong, long-term relationships with clients, tailoring each campaign to meet specific goals. This client-centric approach is helping them stand out in a crowded industry. They also offer flexible pricing models, meaning clients aren't tied into long-term contracts, which makes their services accessible to more businesses.
That sounds like a smart business model, Lance. Are they facing any challenges as they grow?
Yes, Cal. One challenge is securing exclusive deals with major media outlets. However, their focus on building strong relationships has helped them overcome this. Another key feature of Ascend is its social responsibility program. Ascend gives back and offers free PR services to charitable causes.
It's great to see a company focus not just on business, but also on giving back. Thanks for that update, Lance.
From digital spending trends to new PR strategies, these stories show how different sectors are reshaping the economy. Stay tuned as we continue to follow these developments closely.
That's all for tonight's update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
What's your name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, what do you play?
What do I play?
What do you play?
Basketball.
Basketball? Where do you play basketball for?
The biggest in Gators, yeah!
Who am I here with?
Oh, Miss Brown.
And what do you do here at Dickinson High School?
I'm the yearbook advisor and photography teacher.
What do you think about the economic and political state of the world right now?
That's so deep. I think it's Christmas week. Are we worried about it right now?
Yes.
I have mixed feelings.
Me too. So who am I here with today?
Carl Bernithi.
And what do you do at the school?
Just a senior,
Okay.
ready to graduate and all that.
Yeah. What do you think about the political and economic state of the world right now?
Right now, under the current president, I don't think it's at where it needs to be. With the new president-elect, I feel like he's gonna bring down a lot of prices down.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with.
Ms. Ramirez.
All right, so how you feel about the new superintendent trying to like build out and branch out and like make bigger things at the school?
Oh, I'm really excited. She has some big plans. I know you don't know all of them yet, but it's going to be really great. You do? What do you know?
I heard y'all trying to get a pool and stuff over here.
Yeah. Okay.